Hello, adventurers. My name's Tyler.
And I'm Richard.
On today's episode, we're talking about all the Daggerheart news that came from this weekend's PAX Unplugged. Welcome to True Strike.
Howdy, folks, and welcome back to the show.
Hey, what's up, you? And you. And
PAX Unplugged.
Yeah, we weren't there.
Yeah, sad.
Ever.
I wanted to be there.
I've never been there.
I wanted to be there.
I want to go so bad.
Oh, man. I really want to go to PAX Unplugged.
Yeah.
I want to go to PAX.
So we've been to PAX South.
Yes.
Both of us.
Yeah.
That's the only PAX we've been to.
Before it was murdered.
It's gone.
Stabbed.
Just dagger through the heart.
Yeah,
You can't-
dagger through the
gone,
heart. Yeah.
Gone away.
They're all like, look at what you could have. Never again.
Yeah. You know that thing you really enjoyed?
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
So we know we need to get out there and do other ones. The problem is we do go to Gen Con.
Yeah.
And that eats a lot of our travel budget. We're not allotted a lot of freedom from our everyday lives.
Yeah. Our time budget as well as like actual budget.
And they're close
Yes.
enough together that it's very tough to
Yeah.
do. Maybe
One
one
day.
day. Yep.
One day.
Maybe.
But until then, we live vicariously through the internet of the people
Yes.
that do attend. PAX
Thank you,
Unplugged.
people who attend
Yeah.
and share all of your knowledge and information. Luckily for us, they also live stream this event. And before the event even happened, we got news.
Yeah, we got news like before, which was wild to me.
Wild.
Right?
I couldn't believe this wasn't announced there.
Yeah.
At the panel.
I don't understand. Like, it's just so random because like we were just waiting. Or like, oh, we're gonna get some cool PAX stuff this weekend, and then all of a sudden you send me a link, and I'm like, what is this, a leak? Like unofficial leak? Because that's what it seemed like.
Right.
But no, it's just them just dropping stuff.
Just hey guys, here is our new book releasing summer next year?
Yeah.
In 2026, Hope and Fear.
Yeah.
Which, how do you feel about the name?
Not only here it is, but also here you can pre-order it right now.
Right now.
Yeah, right now. How do I feel about the name?
Yes.
I like it.
Really?
I like it. I like it. I think
don't
it's
like it.
catchy. I think it's maybe it's too on the nose, and that's why you don't like it.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
But
It's
I
because
like how on the nose
Hope
it is.
and Fear is so synonymous with this game to the point where I wonder, for people that aren't in the know, if you're discussing Daggerheart, Hope and Fear, or you're looking up to gain knowledge about the game, Daggerheart, Hope and Fear, if there's going to be some weird SEO issues
All right.
for the people not in the it's like a little confusing here and there.
This is very Linus of you.
It's
From
it's a little too on the nose for a game so brand new.
yeah.
This reminds me of like if they made the Daggerheart movie, if Lionsgate starts the Daggerheart movie right now, and they were like Daggerheart, Hope and Fear, I would have been like, that makes sense. That's the subtitle for sure.
Yeah.
First expansion out the core rulebook gate, not what I expected.
Not what I expected.
Not bad about it.
No, but I like it. I thought it
fine.
was catchy. I think it's catchy.
It's catchy.
I like it. I
What's
think it's
catchy about it?
I almost like immediately pre-ordered like all in the big fancy
Oh, I
one.
did.
I know you did. I know you did.
It wasn't even like
like
I immediately signed up for Beacon to get the discount.
To get the discount.
And then because Beacons cost less money than the money you would spend thanks to the discount. So you actually save money by getting Beacons for a month, by getting Beacons and then buying this.
And then buying
which
this, yeah.
I did.
Yeah. No, I almost
Pro tip.
did. Like I got all the way to the end of the cart and then was telling you the total. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is how much it's going to cost me. And then you just sent me the confirmation email that you had already purchased it. And I was all like, oh, never mind. I already did the thing. Then I started to like talk myself out of buying the big edition. Because I did that in the first one anyway. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't buy the collector's edition. I bought the standard
Like a
edition.
fool. No.
And I think I'm going to do the same thing here. I think I'm going to buy the standard edition again.
Do you?
Yeah. Because, like, okay, here's the thing.
Yes,
The
go
thing that's
ahead.
going to sell me on it, right? And immediately when I was like, I have to own this, was all those dice.
Yeah, the dice are real cool.
All those dice.
So for those that don't know, the basic edition, just like the core edition, it comes with your book and it comes with all the cards for
everything you need.
Everything you need. It comes with the
you
new
need.
class cards, the ancestry, stuff like that. Just like the core book, and just like the core premium edition book had, you get the nice fancy box with another GM screen and with dice, except this time even more dice because like an assortment of like Hope and Fear dice. and all the fancy cards and everything, and some, you know, pull out papers and stuff like that. I had to get it. I need you to give me more screens. I'm just going to start putting the screens around me in like a nice wall. And if I could stack them up, I'm just build up.
So yeah, the thing that I wanted was the GM screen and the dice. Like that was like the biggest selling point to me. But then I'm sitting there looking at it, and then I look over at my my shelf across the room, and I see a stack with like a bag that literally just has like 25 sets of dice, like complete sets of dice that are unopened. That are just for me to hand to players that are new to the game that don't have dice. And I'm like, here's a dice set.
Those aren't yours. Those are for your players.
I know. But it's like, I have all of those, right? And then I look over and I see all the GM screens that I also own. And then I'm like, okay, when I play Daggerheart, I'm using a GM screen that I got on Etsy, like that I printed, right? Because I like the data that's on it.
Sure.
And it's also, you know, a slightly taller GM screen, allows me to do more stuff behind it. And I'm like, I already have all this stuff. And I don't know that I need all of this stuff again, even though it does look really cool.
We've never needed it.
I know we've never needed it.
We've always wanted it.
I reined myself back and I didn't pre-order the, you know, the super edition. We're going basic. Going basic edition. I got to keep with what I got, you know. How would it look if I had the collector's or like, you know, the fancy edition of the expansion, but not the fancy edition of the base game?
It would look like you learned your lesson and leveled up in life.
I learned nothing as my actual life.
Look, the real way I look at this is it just means we can kind of give you guys a review of both editions and let you know if you truly missed out, like Richard's going to.
Yeah.
To give you guys the little summary thing straight from the Daggerheart website for what's included in the standard edition, the Daggerheart Hope and Fear standard edition for $39.99 USD. How do you feel about the price?
Oh, great.
Me too. Yep. $40
Excellent.
with cards.
$40 with cards. Oh my God.
I don't know how they're still doing this. Comes with a book around 200 pages and a box containing cards and a rip pad of blank adversary sheets. The previous core basic didn't have a rip pad, did it?
No.
Didn't think so. Inside the book, you're going to find new character options, including 4 new classes, the Witch, the Warlock, Brawler, and Assassin, each with 2 unique subclasses. Richard, what's missing here?
What's missing here?
Yep. From the Void.
From the Void?
Yeah.
What is
Are you surprised not to see the Blood Hunter?
No.
Me neither.
I'm not surprised not to see the blood. It's not missing.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Yeah, it's not there.
Yeah.
I know that some people were expecting to see it because of it being on the Void.
Yeah. No, I did not expect that at all.
Yeah. So Blood Domain does not seem to be here. Blood Hunter, not here.
So this all goes back to the statement that I made, my hot take episodes ago about the Blood Hunter and all that fancy stuff being like the showboat of things to come.
Yeah.
That didn't happen at PAX.
Nope. You're also going to get 130 plus new adversaries and 28 environments, plus a rip pad of blank adversary sheets to help you easily create your own 100 plus weapons, armors, items, and consumable options, and 4 new campaign frames, introducing new worlds and settings for you to explore. We will dive into those more specifically later in this episode. The cards include a completely new Dread domain set of cards, unlocking Ghastly, Macabre, Magic Core, new The Witch and Warlock classes. You've looked at the Void and listened to our Void episodes and stuff, going over the Witch and the Warlock. You know about the Dread domain, and you know how freaking cool it is. Subclass cards for all new 8 new subclasses, 6 transformation cards, which are included here, and I was not sure that was going to be the case, especially since Blood Hunter was kicked down the road. I thought, maybe not kicked down the road, for a later release, I thought the transformation cards were going to be part of that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Especially if you're talking about it being a darker, overall thing.
Yeah.
These being here, including transformations for stuff like the vampire, the werewolf, the reanimated, the shapeshifter, ghost, and the demigod. I for sure thought those were going to be later.
Yes, but those are kind of like catch-all fantasy. They can be used anywhere and anything.
Totally, but you even brought up specifically that the werewolf and the blood hunter are so intrinsically tied. I thought those were together.
Yeah.
But not here. Apparently not. 6 new community cards, the Duneborn, Hearthborn, Frostborn, Warborn, Freeborn, and Reborn. And 6 new ancestry cards, the Skykin, Tidekin, Earthkin, Emberkin, Gnome, and Theris?
Theris, yep.
Yeah. Deluxe edition, though. You're going to get all that stuff for $120 USD. Quite the jump up in price.
Very much so.
Do you think it's worth it?
Yes, because I know that the dice are going to be very high quality.
Yes, based on the ones we got in the last one.
Yeah.
GM screen.
And GM screen.
Okay.
So I think that it is going to be worth it. Yes.
Also going to get those accessories and blah, blah, blah. You're going to get a gold foil box with a wraparound cover featuring all new artwork, unique to this edition. The accessories compartment holds all your gorgeous cards and goodies and clasped with secure magnet, just like the core premium edition did. Alternate cover artwork on the box, rulebook, and accessories compartment, which is something I do like. The artwork for this edition is different. So if you collect them all, you have artwork different on everything. I was actually kind of jealous of the artwork you had on the core edition, the regular one.
Yeah, I love the artwork on the core.
The stag and stuff was so cool. I thought that was going to be this edition for the premium core edition, but it wasn't. I got purple and gold, which is really cool.
Which is good.
It's cool. The Hope and Fear motif that was really, really sick. And now I'll get to see what they do again this time. You're also going to get a Track and Have Fear ready, the new GM screen, and the Rhombic Fear tokens that can stack along the top of the screen, visible to the GM and players. So that is something the previous edition did not have.
No, yeah.
So, question, and you may not know this, or I may not, I definitely don't know this, but you've listened to stuff and maybe you interpreted it better than I did. The GM screen, which, spoiler alert for what we're going to say, there is going to be a GM screen available separately.
Yes, they already talked about that.
Tease and announcement also from this thing.
Yeah, which we'll get to that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it the same GM screen?
So I think that it's not going to be the same GM screen.
I agree with you.
I think that this is going to be one that is for this edition, and then they are going to release a third GM screen for individual sale that is not going to be the same as either the initial launch or Hope and Fear.
But this one and that one both will feature the Rhombic Fear tokens.
Rhombic Fear.
But this one will have artwork that matches the premium edition.
The premium edition.
I want to know what the other one's going to look like. I'm going to have to buy that too.
Yeah.
I'm going to have 3 friggin' Daggerheart screens.
Yeah, that
they've
one,
got me.
I'll probably end up getting.
I
don't need
I know you're going to get it.
I don't need a GM screen, but I will probably end up getting it just for the sake of getting it because it's not going to be super expensive. But we'll see. We'll see when I get there.
Hey, if nothing else, you'll get those fear tokens that will meant to stack along the top of your screen. You might be able to use them on some of your other screens.
Which is cool because I could use that. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Some new artwork, graces the player facing side with quick reference on the inside. That's GM stuff. A rip pad, character sheets, player and GM guides, maps, and more. Always love that. Dice, and more dice. The gorgeous deluxe edition dice includes a set of 7 sharp edge polyhedral dice. Heck yes. An oversized D20 for the GM. I hate this. And a set of 10 Rhombic D12s for players to use as Hope and Fear dice. I am not a fan of oversized D20s.
I am to a point. Because there's the oversized D20s, and then there's like oversized D20s, like the bigger chunks. Don't care about those.
What's funny is once they're big enough, they're a display piece for me, and then I do like them.
Like, I don't mind that. But, however, an oversized D20, I'm not mad about. That is one of the only things that would push me to get this.
Really?
Yes, was like the oversized D20 that was specially made for this.
Interesting.
But yeah, once you get to a certain size, it gets ridiculous. But I don't mind it.
There is a chance I will get this and give you the D20. I hate oversized
That's
D20s.
the one thing that I would want would be the D20. Everything else, like, they look cool. That'd be the mock-ups. They're mock-ups.
Sure.
However,
we know they're going to be good.
Yeah, we know they're going to be good. But the D20 was the one thing that kind of like, ooh, I want that.
Yep.
More than anything else.
Something else that they're doing this time, when you pre-order, you get the PDF delivered 2 weeks ahead of release.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
That is very cool.
Yes.
That is
great
very
for us.
Good. Yes.
Specifically. I love that. Also, the deluxe edition this time will remain an exclusive offering at the Darrington Press guild stores and Critical Role shops, even after the release date.
Yeah.
So you'll still be able to get this deluxe edition.
Yeah.
Which is very different. From the first one. So that is all of the preview stuff I say preview, the stuff we had before the panel.
Yeah, before the actual event happened.
Which is crazy.
Which is wild that they dropped that before the event, because that's something that they could have easily dropped at the event. I thought they would have, honestly.
Right.
If I were a betting man, that's where I would have put it.
Oh, for sure.
But that just, like, when you sent it to me, I was like, wow, what are they going to talk about?
Right?
Because this is big.
Absolutely.
Like, is it going to be like something even bigger? Not to say that it wasn't. There was a lot of really cool stuff in there.
And they doubled down on a lot of stuff.
And they did double down. Yeah, exactly. But I was shocked that there wasn't like a bigger announcement during the event based on the fact that they released this ahead of the event.
I am still surprised post-event that this wasn't saved.
Yeah, exactly. That's why when I saw it, I was like, oh.
Do you think it was starting to get out? Like, there was like
Maybe
You find the back end page. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we know people that do this.
Yes.
We know people that do this, that scour the internet.
Especially if the pre-orders are already
and
up.
Look for page domain
Yeah.
names and try and find hidden data and stuff like that. We know crawlers. That's the only thing I can think of. Because like I said, I thought that, not to say that, like I said, that there wasn't cool stuff made at the announcement. I was shocked that there wasn't more big stuff.
What day did, hold on, question. PAX was Friday, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yeah.
And then this panel was Saturday.
Yeah.
So I assume at the booth they were probably talking about it.
Talking about it, hyping it up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they were trying to get ahead of that.
That's
Yeah.
going to be my assumption.
I don't know.
We weren't there.
We weren't there.
So
But yeah,
that-
no,
that-
I am shocked. I am shocked.
As
that
my
it was
not there,
beforehand,
that
yeah.
I would have loved for it to have been at
Oh,
the
yeah.
event.
That would have been
at the
crazy.
panel would have been amazing. That's my full assumption, though, is they probably wanted to talk about it, or were talking about it, or taking pre-orders or something at the booth. I don't know.
Yeah.
But hey, do you want to talk about some of the panel stuff we learned?
Yeah, so the panel was really, really cool. Watched everything on the YouTubes. I finished I watched the panel itself when it dropped over the weekend, but then I actually just finished the game that was part of the panel before we started recording this.
Yeah,
'cause
I was
wanted to go back and
celebrating my anniversary, and the panel came up, and my wife was sleeping, and I was watching it with subtitles, or trying to like read lips because I couldn't do subtitles because it was live, and I didn't want to turn the volume on and wake her up, so I'm just watching it, waiting on pictures to pop up, and they never put up pictures in art, and I'm just watching them talk to each other, and I'm like, I bet they're talking about something really cool. So I had to wait to actually listen to this until like last night / this morning.
Yeah, our experience couldn't have been different because mine was I have multi-monitor setup on the desk, so I had this on a very large, ultra-wide monitor, right? And
Yeah.
I was watching the presentation on that while I had like 2 different notepads and a browser window open where I was like taking notes and writing down things that I thought were interesting.
Yeah.
While I was watching it, and like very loudly.
No, I'm literally like just like watching Elise speak, and I'm like, something about hope and fear, I assume.
But yeah, no, they started off pretty strong talking about Viva La Dirt League.
I'm so
which is
excited
very,
about
very
this.
cool.
This
Yeah.
is one thing they brought up where they've had these they've like adventures and various stuff like that. They've had different games people have done, like live play, let's plays, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. I never actually know the term. I'm in this world and I don't know it well enough. Let's plays, I don't, that have been shorter little mini games and stuff like that. And people have really enjoyed these. I enjoy these. You enjoy these. And Viva La Dirt is doubling down and doing a 30 episode
30 episode. Yep. Yeah.
game using Beast Feast, right?
Yes, using Beast Feast starting in January.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a lot. 30 episodes.
I'm so
Woo.
excited. That's
Yeah.
quite the commitment.
Yeah.
And Viva La Dirt, quality content.
Yeah.
So this is great.
No, I think it's going to be really, really good. And Rowan actually talked about Averse trying to basically bribe them into doing more Drylands content. Because everybody loved that. So that would be really cool to see.
Mhm.
They haven't said they're going to do any more of it, though.
We'll see.
But we'll see. With Dirt League doing 30 episodes, man, that's a big one, though.
That honestly, and this one I didn't see coming.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm glad to see it.
Yeah. Another quick announcement that they had was talking, which I was surprised that they even mentioned this because they didn't really give us any information on it. Just a blanket overall. Hey, we're working on VTTs.
Yes.
With multiple VTT
yeah, they did.
producers.
Rowan mentioned that they can't. Was Rowan or Elise? Either they mentioned that they couldn't go into too many details.
Yes. Yeah.
But that it's in the works.
But it's in the works.
They're like, hey, the VTTs you asked for, those might be coming. It's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Which is very cool.
Yeah. I don't have a
to hear
ton of
about.
experience with VTTs. I'm at least more IRL.
Yeah,
kind
we're
of
more in
gamer.
real life players, but I do see great value in VTTs.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was probably one of the few people that was like excited to see where things like Sigil were going. Moving away from Daggerheart and talking about D&D for just a second.
Wow.
Before that basically collapsed in on itself.
Instantly.
Which is a whole other episode altogether. But yeah, I saw value in that, and I see a lot of value in VTTs, and I think they have a place.
Yeah.
I don't think they're a replacement, but I think they have a place. So knowing that VTTs are being worked on, which we kind of already knew a little, but we don't know like all of the VTTs that are out there. And like I said, I'm kind of surprised that they brought it up, but not just because people are asking a lot about it.
Yeah.
But they didn't go into any like real real details, but we know they're coming, and we know there's multiples of them, which is cool.
Which is such a fun thing, right? Like this game, in the grand scheme of things, we're consuming the content faster than they can make it, and that's a whole thing. Especially with any fandom I've ever been a part of, that's a wonderful sign.
Yeah,
it's terrible and amazing all at the same time because you just want as much. And I mentioned this to you specifically. They're already talking about new campaign frames, and I can't wait to get them. I'm so excited for them. We haven't played all the ones we have.
We gotta finish all the ones we have.
We haven't played them all yet.
We already talked about who was gonna play what, who's gonna run what.
Because we want to do like actual like in-depth reviews and tip guides and stuff like that for each of them, and the time to do that. And we're waiting on new ones are coming out. We're so excited.
Coming. We got plenty of time.
Yeah,
we got plenty of time.
I already know Rich is gonna run the little magic high. We'll get to that. I'm just so excited for all this stuff. So when they come into this thing and they're talking about VTTs and everything else, that's them just seeding like, hey, we hear you. We cannot say more than what we're saying right now, but all of the things you want take time.
Yes.
And we hear every single thing all of you are saying, and we're working on all of it. So just hang on a little longer.
I can tell you that if we had VTTs right now, I think we would be utilizing them. I would be, at least.
Really?
Yes. I would have already probably run a game or two.
Shocking.
Yeah, because I have a group that wants to play that I can't get together.
Talk to Cosmo.
Right. And are tough to get into one place kind of a situation, you know what I mean? That I would love to run them through, and a VTT would be the way to do it. So if we had VTTs right now, I 100% could see the value and usage case, and actually would probably be able to get through a couple of these campaign frames.
Grab Roll20, bro.
So I know. It's just trying to figure out what we're going to use and how we're going to use it and all that.
I mean, I'm always just going to Albert rodeo, but that's just me.
But yeah, so we know they're coming.
Simplicity.
They also talked about Dungeon Dudes.
Yeah, another thing I have kickstarted. I mega kickstarted the Ultimate Edition. Not this time. Well, so the D&D version, I did the mega edition. I have little rat guy and all the minis and everything else and all the books and everything. We never played it.
I was gonna say that was a really fun one. That was a real fun one that we opened and looked at.
We never played it.
That's why it's just rat guy.
It's rat guy.
What's rat guy? No.
We've got rat guy.
It's really cool looking stuff.
The dice are cool.
Man,
they come in a really cool leather bag.
I love the way
it's all
it
very
looks.
fun.
Man, we got to play it.
Yeah.
In Daggerheart when we kickstarted again.
Now they've ported it to Daggerheart with some changes and everything else. So now I don't have to do the work to switch it all over. I'm just back in the PDF, and I'm gonna. And that's the thing. I was like, oh, what if I get the Ultimate Edition? And I'm like, I already have all the stuff. Like, yes, there's some new stuff. Yes, of course there is. I don't have that much money. I'd rather take that money and dump it into the podcast or Christmas presents for kids or whatever, responsible things. But if I can get the PDF, in theory, I can use all the things I already have at the table and just read the PDF version and throw the D&D one in the trash can and burn it.
No, you print it out and you glue it over
every page meticulously.
Yeah, you just glue it over it. You're thinking about this way too.
I'm going to go through so many glue sticks.
No, I just need like jumbo ones that teachers get.
Teachers have jumbo glue sticks?
Yeah, you never seen them? They're huge.
No. What if you confused it for lip gloss?
I mean, you say lip gloss, but it's like lip balm.
I don't know. I've never used either.
Like this looks like a glue stick.
That's probably glue stick.
It's huge. It's actually called offensively large.
It is offensive.
Yeah. So
any chapstick that can be picked up on camera,
yeah,
is offensively large.
So yeah, that's coming. Well, the Kickstarter is actually live already. Yeah.
Yeah, it ends in a couple days.
It ends in a couple days. Yeah.
Yep.
So
like I said, I've already backed it. They keep updating us with like stretch goals and everything. We're doing great. So hey, if that's something you want to get on Kickstarter.
Get on it.
Get on it quick.
Get on it. The next thing they talked about was game tools coming, which we kind of already touched on because the GM screen, standalone GM screen, is coming. The Rhombic Dice Slice Fear Striker. Fear Striker?
Fear Striker.
Fear Striker.
That should be your name.
I said it with an accent too. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, the Fear Tracker.
Richard ever does an offshoot of True Strike. You know what the name's going to be.
Fear Striker.
Fear Striker.
Fear Strike. But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be really cool. Abacus style. Slide stuff around, which is really neat. Yep.
Totes.
So that's coming, which is really cool. We're also getting the Adversary deck
This is the one I want right
from
now.
Game Tools. Yes,
I want this
adversary deck sounds
right now.
amazingly cool.
One of our big critiques, not critique, yeah, I'll call it critique, whatever, I'll stick to what I said, with the core rulebook is that we love the art so much.
Oh, yeah.
And while we appreciate the narrative freedom to imagine adversaries in any way you want, the kickoff point to coming up with scenarios and encounters, stuff like that, with art for every single adversary, it can't be understated. Like, that is huge, especially when you're like browsing through the book and there's just not that much art for them. You get, some a monster or two or whatever on each page, but like 9 creatures, and you're like, okay, well, what do the other ones look like? And you kind of read it and you're like, you kind of come up with an interpretation, and everyone's gonna be different. And I guess that's kind of the fun of it. But you can also reskin something that does have art, which we do all the time. I mean, I did it for the one shot I ran for you for Spooky Month. I completely reskinned a Flickerfly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is amazing. So it's going to be an entire deck of adversaries, large cards for all the core stuff with new art for all the adversaries did not have it, and this is also coming out in 2026.
Yeah.
This will be a day one pre-order for me.
The what I really want to know is what we're talking about when we say oversized cards.
Yes, they say large.
Large cards.
Yeah.
So a large card, this could be very, very cool. And I'm hoping, I guess I have a vision in my head.
Is it what I'm picturing? Go
of
ahead.
what I want. And that is very close to what I use off of daggerheartbrewing.com. Which is an oversized card, essentially, when you print them out, that has all of your stats, but then also has little boxes for hit points and stress.
What I've been picturing.
That's what I want.
Is this.
Oh, that's really oversized.
If, for those with a video camera, you can see it, or video camera, those on YouTube, or, whatever.
Okay,
those
we have
without,
a video camera.
yeah, right, just us. If
it's a
Beetle
card.
and Grimm, yeah, it's gave 10 cards anytime you buy one of their versions of D&D modules or Pathfinder or whatever. And on the back, the GM side, you have like the explanation for what the creature is. You have the stat block and everything. And the player-facing side is art.
Yeah.
This is what I'm assuming. Granted, smaller maybe is fine with me.
Yeah.
It can be smaller, but I love when it's player-facing and GM-facing, but the different important information.
Yeah. No, I would love it for it to be like that. I don't imagine it's going to be. I imagine they're going to be probably about the double size of a standard card.
If it's just a card,
I'm thinking about the size of like for Queen cards.
Which totally fine. And as long as if I've got stats on one side and art on the other, that's also works for me.
So
I want the information for both.
So that's what I envision on the back side of the card being a picture, the artwork of the adversary, and then the front side being the stats. But in my mind, I would love the stats to include small boxes for hit points and stress.
You want to be able to like dry erase on the card?
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Because I come from, I used to play a lot of tabletop war games and stuff like that, War Machine and Hordes. I know you'll know nothing about this, but the audience, you use cards for your units, unlike stuff like 40K and everything like that. So in War Machine, you have cards for your units, and your cards actually have all of your stat blocks for hit points of your creatures that you're using on the cards. And then you dry erase, you just take them off on the card and then you wipe it off. And it works amazingly well for tracking all of your units in that war game. This would be... It would take it back to that for me, which is, like having those things off. And when I print adversary cards off that I'm using in the games that I'm running, I'm often printing off those individual adversaries with their hit points and stress on the card, and I'm marking it on the actual physical card for the adversary, then removing it off my side once the players kill it or whatever. For things like, like multiples and stuff like that, you just have, I think it's like a standard of like 3 on DH Brewing. So if like you had 3... like a minion or a horde or whatever, you have multiple stat blocks. So that's what I envision.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll go that route.
What's funny is I would like either of these.
But that's what I would envision, and that's what I would love to see.
Okay.
But sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Sounds really cool. As far as game tools are considered, we're also getting the Dice Tome of Rolling. So this is going to be a kind of like the folio rollout where you can keep your dice, and it's going to be a dice tray too, correct? So you'll be able to like store all this stuff in there for having for your game night.
Hold your cards.
Hold your cards and everything too.
Yep.
Yeah.
They said it should. I believe they said it'll hold all the cards that come in like the character packs.
Yes.
That they were just selling at Kickstarter and they will be selling at the game stores and stuff like that. Which, when they were initially going over that, I thought it was just going to be like up to level 10 character sort of situation, no extras of all the stuff you're going to be picking from and everything. But no, they're like, yeah, basically a whole deck of cards.
Yeah.
Should be able to fit in here, which is sick.
Yeah, this I'm very interested in seeing. I think this could be very cool for my players.
Mhm.
So yeah, I want to see what this looks like. I also want to know what the price point is.
Yeah.
Because this sounds like something that I would buy for the players at my table.
$50.
You know what I mean? Now, $50 they're gonna buy it on their own. But if this thing was like $20, right?
It's not going to be 20.
There's no way it's gonna be $20.
$50.
If it was like 25, $30, that's something I could see myself buying for my players.
The price of
giving out to, like,
Daggerheart is
people.
so interesting because so far the book releases have been more than fair.
Yes.
Like the subsidizing from Critical Role money or something is wild to me. Either that or I've just been so
You're so used to
broken and used to other
paying-
exactly
Yeah.
so much for so
it's-
little.
I don't think it's the subsidizing critical. I think it's literally just we're used to that market. Because if you look at
Maybe.
like again back to war games like GW,
Sure.
people that go in and buy these war games and you spend like it's gold,
Yeah.
right? But then you have independent companies that are making models and they're a literal fraction of the price.
The fact that we're going to
And
get
GW
these
is selling it for high price for no reason.
all these cards and high quality books and everything
Yeah.
for such a like affordable price.
And you're just doing it right.
Yeah.
They're just doing it right.
And I don't know, like so $30 I think is like the least I'm gonna expect from something like this. 20
And 30
would be
bucks,
wild.
20 would be that would be like my dream.
It could
30
be-
would
it could be
cool.
20.
30 I could, it being me, I could justify buying it for like my table, right?
Sure.
Like if I had 3 players
Not to
in a
bring
game or
home.
something like that.
Unless it was gifts.
I mean,
Christmas.
I'm weird. I like my
Yeah,
players
it
to have
depends.
cool
We,
things.
we do
I would buy
nerdness and stuff
yeah.
like that, so maybe.
Yeah, no, I could see buying myself or buying this for my players if the price is right.
Sure.
If it's $50, nah, that's just too much.
Yeah. 50 to the high end I could expect. And it's soft leather and stuff like that. Now when they say leather, is it a fake?
Leather. I'm
Did
gonna
they-
say
exactly,
air quotes.
like,
I don't
so
think
here-
it's gonna be leather.
So here we go.
yeah,
We
I
got to
don't know.
see it. We need more.
We got to get more information because
Yep.
I have been shocked by the price of these things previously.
Totes.
Like, going to Gen Con and be like, I'm gonna buy this character folio sheet,
Yeah.
and then getting there and I'm be like, it's $200 and how many dollars? I'm gonna use this notepad I got from Dollar General. Next thing we had was free RPG release, free RPG Day release that they're doing for Sablewood Adventures and Dying Spire.
Dying Spire, which
Yeah.
Richard and I have played.
Yeah,
We were at Gen Con, which it was funny because looking back, I remember it was kind of like a premiering at Gen Con, the Dying Spire, the continuation of Sable Adventures, and being like, oh, cool. We should do this because it's a thing. And then I like forgot that it wasn't publicly available.
yeah.
Like immediately. I was like, ah, yeah, that's a thing we've done. Yes. And they were like, yeah, guess what's coming out? And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We've already done
We've
this.
already done this.
What do you mean? 12 at each game store. Like small chance of actually getting it. What? Like we already did this thing. I still want to go get it.
Yeah, no, I think it's
I would
cool.
love to like have
have
this.
a copy of it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to get it. You know, they said what they were gonna send out a pack to each of the, these game stores,
Yes.
and each pack would have 12 issues of it, which is not a lot,
No.
especially
Yeah.
for RPG Day.
Yeah, I do wonder what stores around us are going to get it.
I know previously I've went to Coliseum of Comics and gotten lucky with Darrington Press stuff.
Yeah.
So will our local Coliseum of Comics maybe have something? I don't know.
Yeah, there's another local that I go to that's, a bit off the beaten path that I have had good luck with
Yeah.
the free RPG Day stuff. But I don't know. We'll have to see.
We'll see. I'm going to try to find it for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to take us into some more announcements?
You're talking about some of these Hope and Fear reveals?
Hope and Fear reveals.
All
yes.
right. Some of the stuff we already went over, right? We got this, talking about the different ancestries and things. We talked about the communities earlier. The transformations.
No, I was going to say, so
Stop me, please.
No, transformations, we already talked about that. We before you moved on from these, having
Yes.
already talked about them, I wanted to
Please.
point out something very specific here,
Mm-hmm.
which is 2 subclasses
Mm-hmm.
per new class, not 3.
Oh, that they doubled down on that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because so far the only
Because I
one
remember
we've seen
you were
with
talking
3.
about like,
I'm glad you brought this up.
do we have that coming in the wings?
Right.
Is it in the background?
Right.
But if you look at the materials for the pre-order of Hope and Fear, they specifically
say
call
2.
out 2 subclasses.
Yep.
They don't say 2, they say 8, right? Or
Sure.
Yeah. So it very well points out the fact that there are indeed only 2 subclasses per of the new classes. There aren't any extra subclasses hidden in the wings that they weren't revealing to us. Is what that tells me essentially.
Yep. No, I'm glad you pointed that out.
Yeah.
Because I for sure. And so far, Bloodborne. Blood Hunter. There we go.
Yeah, Blood Hunter.
Blood Hunter is the only one that we've seen with 3 so far. But even then, 3 in the Void does not mean 3 at release.
That doesn't mean 3 at release. No, I get what you're saying. Maybe they will drop it down to 2 and they were just testing 3. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I
think it's going to be 3.
I think it's going to be 3 because I think it's the headliner for the new book.
We shall see. But yeah, I agree with. I think we're going to end up getting 3. But yeah, at any point we have some varying notes and things. So stop me at any point and skip something you want to talk about. Transformation cards, same ones we have in the Void right now.
Yep.
New classes. We already went over these: the Warlock, Witch Brawler, and Assassin. The Dread Domain. Also, if you want deeper dives on any of this stuff, at least to the versions we know, we've gone over all this stuff in past episodes. Just look those up by title. It's kind of like right there. And if you want to hear about some more. But when we get the final versions of these, best be sure we're going to be going
about the final versions.
Over the final versions because there's going to be changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can't wait. I want to see what the new Brawler is. You've gone through different versions of the Brawler specifically, and seen it brought down in power. And I want to see what this final version is. Whether it's still kicking your butt or whether it feels more balanced.
Like.
I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna be getting the Dread Domain, which, if you've listened to us, it has to do with manipulation, stress, and fear, and things like that. And blah 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 blah. There's over 130 adversaries in this book, which they doubled down on there. I cannot wait. And one of the environments they teased is we're finally getting a masquerade ball environment, which absolutely is. I thought, all right. So they teased the new framework for oh god, what's the name of the book? Like Tusk Glove. There's a Tusk Glove inspired framework. This was teased at Gen Con, not at this event. And Masquerade Ball, I thought was going to be something that they kind of tied in whatever book that was brought up in, right? But that campaign frame is absent. From this. So where is that campaign frame, Richard?
It's going to be its own release.
Is it going to be its own release?
I think it'll be its own release.
But ready?
Mini module.
Will it be a Valentine's Day release?
Yeah, I can see that.
Give me a Valentine's Day special. Do it, please. Tusk Glove. Drop it.
I still have to read it.
Read it. I have it in the house. You can borrow it.
I still have to read it.
I would recommend the audio version, but it's because the actors do really well for it. But I have physical if you just want a real book to read, like a weirdo. We're getting the 4 new campaign frames. You want to hit the first one?
Yeah, so the you sent me these. It was funny because you sent me the images when they first dropped, and I looked at them.
They look so good.
And I immediately texted you back, and I was like, generic fantasy, Sleeping Beauty, Bloodborne, and Hogwarts. I was like, that's what those are to me.
That's what they are.
But it's interesting. So the order that they went over them in the presentation was they started with Reign of the Were-Dragon, which is their dark fairy tale.
Good title.
This one looks like the Sleeping Beauty artwork because it looks like the giant dragon.
You got the Maleficent dragon.
You got the thorns and the green light coming from the cracks in the ground and everything like that. This one is dark fairy tale is what they're pitching it as, which is really cool. Their hook for this though is what really got me, which is that you are at your session 0. You are collaborative storytelling to build your big bad.
Yeah, there's a mini game. In this campaign
and
frame.
It's inspired by For the Queen.
Yep, which is also awesome. And if you're interested in For the Queen, cool. We've done that as an episode.
We've played it as an episode, and it was great.
Yes.
And the idea that you basically kind of play For the Queen to build the big bad for the world that you're going to play in, my mind was blown at this because I was all like, oh my God. Because it's okay, you think back to games like Curse of Strahd and how Strahd had so much presence in the world that you were playing in and stuff like that. But then I'm like, how much more would it have been if like the character was something built by the players at the table and the background of a collaborative storytelling effort to bring this character to life?
Yeah. It could go either way, right?
Yeah.
And maybe there's narrative pitfalls for that. If you have the player that's not taking it serious and there's a goofy thing, but maybe you turn the goofy thing into a terrifying thing. I don't know, but it could be super rad.
No.
And then Crawford even pointing out later in the panel that, hey, like other things in Daggerheart, this is not limited to this campaign.
Oh yeah, no,
we're giving you a tool.
This is a tool now.
Yes,
this is a tool now that can be used into anything, which is wild.
Which it will be.
Yeah, no, it will be.
Wait.
No, that was really cool. That was really cool. I think out of all of them that was announced, this one is my solid number 2.
Yes, I think we have probably the same order.
Solid number 2.
Yeah. All right. Next, they went over one called Journey to Horizon. This is your classic fantasy campaign frame. Basically, they wanted to kind of like Witherwild from the core book. They wanted that classic fantasy style that you could throw into a lot of, your basic tabletop games. Except they were like, all right, that was a difficulty like 1, complexity level. Let's make this like max. Let's just double down on making this with a harder version of that. And it's a hex crawl where you basically plan out the next so many sessions or months playing your game or whatever, and you build out this map, and then you go through and have your players map out like game to game their long-term travel and where they're going. And the premise of it is your players emerge from a sanctuary after 1,000 years with an old map of what the era used to look like and be. And then they fill out their new map with the variation of it and what's changed. And that alone, that like Fallout inspired, like exiting the shelter in the vault, is so rad to me. Because as the GM, being able to like just plan that ahead and like collaboratively make a map with your players at your session 0 and be like, this is the world and this is the world we've all remembered and everything. And then you get to like for the next couple of weeks to be like and like tweak it and like just come up with what twisted like things have happened over the course of this 1,000 years. That is so cool to me. Yeah. I want to run this real bad. I don't like hex crawls.
Yeah, so it immediately started to make me think of like old school, like Heroes of Might and Magic video game kind of style stuff like that. And I was shocked because I thought it was going to be generic fantasy.
Yeah.
But then they started explaining this whole like idea of like hexes and long form travel and stuff like that. So very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'd like to see where it goes. The next one we had was the one that I referred to the key art as Bloodborne, which was Dark Heart of Andaloria. So this one is a gothic horror. So the touchstones that they brought up were like Van Helsing, Castlevania, so stuff like that. We're thinking like, dark gothic stuff. Spain is like their main inspiration, which I thought was really, really cool. Like they mentioned that like being like that kind of ideal look of gothic Spain as being like the kind of jumping off point.
I was surprised we got this. I thought for sure the like spooky thing was gonna be whatever the that Crawford and them were working on.
Yeah, and I think obviously that is a thing, but I think this sounds really interesting. I
like definitely sounds interesting. Yeah. But then so here's what I'm getting at, I guess. The Reign of the Were-Dragon was Reign of the Were-Dragon was a Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins collaboration. Like they came with that. That's not the thing they're working on. This is just a campaign frame they made. The fact that this wasn't the thing, like what spooky module, whatever creation are they working on?
I don't know.
And we'll have to wait and see. Like we've already got Umbra, now we've got this.
Yeah.
Like okay, so we got our Dark Souls. Now we've got a semi-cursive Strahd sort of situation going on.
I guess, sort of. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because like I have zero interest in Umbra. Right. This is more your style. This one, way more my style. Like this one immediately, like I still have zero interest in Umbra.
Yeah.
Right. I look at that and I'm like,
too bad. You're going to play it.
And then I look at this and
I'm going to run it. You're going to play it.
This looks great.
They've asked for it.
This sounds cool. The hook for this one is the folklore and belief system, which sounds really, really fun, which is basically being able to come up with folklore about what rules exist in this world that are true and aren't true. Mm-hmm. So, like, for example, they brought up, like, vampires, like, like, does garlic actually affect vampires? Does running water actually affect vampires? Reflections, all that fun stuff. Mm-hmm. So, like, the idea that you could come up with, like, oh, that's not actually true, or like, like, oh, silver bullets actually don't do anything to werewolves.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. I like that a lot. So that sounds like it's going to be really, really fun. And like I said, this one very interesting to me, whereas Umbra not so much. Not so much. I like this one. This one's already hooked me.
I feel like it's funny because you can break into the gamer you've played Castlevania.
Oh, yeah.
How often do you play Dark Souls?
Never.
There we go.
I've never played Dark Souls.
We've summed this up.
Yeah, they said Castlevania. I'm like, oh, tell me more. Tell me more.
All right. This last one, I won't read because I want you to read it.
Why?
I know we're doing the back and forth because it's the one you're most excited for.
So this is...
I don't want to take this from you.
Spoiler alert, this is my number one on the list. The one that I refer to as Hogwarts. And they refer to, I think, as Sticker Punk at the, in the presentation. But it is Castle High.
Yeah.
So this is a high school floating in the sky. And this is a very kids on brooms-ish...
Harry Potter, modern age, sort of.
Modern age, yeah. Like, it's like one of the, like, the key art is a kid, like, leaning back on his backpack on a broom with his cell phone out.
This is Fantasy High in the sky.
Exactly.
Let's not beat around the bush.
I saw that, and I was all like, Fantasy High? Because they said Castle High. And I'm like, this is Fantasy High.
This is a Brennan thing?
This is great.
Not officially.
No, and that's what I'm saying. It brings me back to Fantasy High, which is my, like, number one favorite as far as, like, actual plays that exist out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes,
adore
my
Fantasy
favorite.
High. It is my favorite.
I'm sad it's going to end at some point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But this is, like, right there with it.
Question.
Yeah.
I have not listened to the Let's Play yet.
Yeah.
I watched the presentation, skipped to the end of the presentation because there was an extra little tidbit at the end. I'm now going back to watch the game. They played this.
Yeah, they played
during
this.
the panel.
They played this.
They brought some people out, like pointy hat and stuff, and they played this. How was it?
It was good, and it gives you a little bit more information on how
That's
it works.
Really, what I was wondering. Okay.
Not like a total, like a whole.
Sure, they
lot.
had like an hour.
But yeah, I mean, it is very much like Hogwarts, right? Like you get sorted into towers. Right, and then the towers have. Is this where they kind of didn't go into like a whole lot of detail?
Like giraffe.
But basically, as students get sorted into towers have different, I guess, characteristics associated with them. And how they kind of explained that was like the tower that these kids were all from, the ones in the actual play, was a very strict tower where, like, leaving the tower after hours was not a thing that kids are supposed to do. So, like, in order to leave the tower, they had to sneak out of the tower. To get back into the tower, they had to sneak back into the tower because it is a very strict tower that they are in. So that's going to kind of be like one of the interesting mechanics here, which is going to be, most likely kind of goes along with what everybody that does Magic School does. Like, Strixhaven did the same thing with, like the different houses that they had in there that you were sorted into that gave you different abilities and stuff like that. They even went as far as having like mascots in Strixhaven, which is really, really cool.
Do you think most tables are going to have all the players be part of the same tower? Or do you think a split group would work?
So I think a split group is going to work because that's one of like the main things that when I bought Strixhaven, and I never got to run it for you guys.
Still want it. We've talked about doing like a weekend, weekend shot sort of situation.
And I already have like a whole thing written up for Strixhaven
so bad.
Because like I thought we were going to play it. So I started prepping for a Strixhaven game. And that was one of the first things that I thought.
Are you going to put it in here instead?
I'm just going to put it in here. One of the first things that I thought of, which was in Strixhaven, you have all these different school, basically like zones. I forget what they're called.
Spencer, we need an early copy of this.
Yeah, right.
So Richard can make this happen.
But in that, I was all like, well, what happens if all the players don't want to be in the same, like, basically learning centers, right? And it still works. It still works. You can still have players be from different places. It's just that when stuff like this, you have a common room, essentially. You just kind of have to shift your focus, I think. So instead of all the players hanging out in the common room of one tower, they can hang out in a more common room in the, castle somewhere else, kind of a situation. So I don't think it's going to be, I think it's going to be easily worked around. And I think it's just going to help to make characters more unique to the towers that you're sorted into. Because it's going to have different belief systems and different ways of like people acting and stuff like that. Like the biggest thing about about Castle High is that they did mention that you don't get sorted into these towers. You choose the tower that you go to. Yeah, so you're not getting sorted. You're choosing the tower that you want to go into.
Did they tease or go over what the Quidditch equivalent would be? Because there's gonna be one.
No, they didn't say anything about they talked a little bit about football because one of the character plays football, which was
magic football.
Great magic football. Well, I mean, I won't spoil it for you.
Okay.
But yeah, it was interesting though because they did reference it, Spencer. And I don't know if this is just for flavor in the game itself, but did kind of refer to Castle High as almost like a boarding school at one point, that somebody was being sent to kind of like against their wishes, essentially. Like they were being sent to this school as like a form of reform. So that is interesting. I don't know if that was like a little bit of a spin that Spencer put on it, specifically for the game, or if, like that's just, like how they're representing it as far as like, some of the students not necessarily wanting to be there. Whereas some obviously want to be there because it's part of the magical community. Yeah. Either way, very cool. And number 1 on my list.
Ooh, okay, hold on. All right. So if I had to rank mine, all right, what's your top 4? Let's do it.
So my number 1 is obviously Castle High.
Yep.
My number 2 is going to be Reign of the Were-Dragon, just because of that idea of building the big bad.
Okay.
It's really, really cool. Very close to Dark Heart of Andaloria, which is my number 3.
Okay.
But that too, those two are kind of battling for second place for me. So it's very, very close. And then Journey to the Horizon, last on my list.
Okay. I think my number 1 is Castle High. Almost said. It's Castle High. That's my number 1. I'm Kids on Brooms. Kids on Brooms is one I've wanted to play for a long time and have not because we're drowning in things we want to play.
Games to play.
Yes, but if I can bring a game I want to play home to a game I am playing, like Daggerheart, even better. It's 10 times more likely if you actually do it. So yes, Castle High is my number 1 for sure. If I had it right now, I'd want to start it right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Second is going to be Journey to Horizon.
Okay.
It was tough. It was really tough. In fact, I would very much consider taking the BBG creator into this. I got to take a look at it because
it seems like it would work really well.
And I love the idea of just getting with my players and coming up with all this stuff and then tweaking things, especially, hey, what is the big bad that caused you to go into the sanctuary 1,000 years ago, or all your people? What happened to that big bad over the course of 1,000 years?
That seems like
are they still around?
So well. Yeah.
What's changed? You know what I mean? How they affected the land? Like, there's so much I could do with that. Third would be Reign of the Were-Dragon. Mostly because of the thing, but I'm going to take the thing and I'm using other things. But the theming of the whole Sleeping Beauty stuff it scratches that like Disney loving itch I have. And then Dark Heart is, I just played Strahd. I've got Strahd at home. I would love to play this. But
that's what I'm saying. Like,
in a list of 4, it's at the bottom.
The more that I think about it, the more that Dark Heart moves into second place for me.
Really?
Yeah. I love that. But when you said that I'm going to use the For the Queen mechanic in other one, then I'm like, well, I just will use that in Dark Heart.
Yeah,
well, Dark Heart's better. Dark Heart's number 2 now. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think that Dark Heart is my number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The BBG creator is awesome.
And then the BBG, that's the reason why it's number 2 for me, is the BBG creator, right? Like, that's the reason why that moves so high up in the list. But then when you were like, I'm just going to use it anyway.
If you can rip it.
If you can rip it.
I was given permission.
Yeah, you were given express permission. So yeah, I'm redoing my list.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
right,
Dark Hearts is 2. Dark Hearts is 2. Okay. Journey to Horizon is still going to be last for me.
Sure.
Journey to Horizon.
I fully expect you to avoid playing it when I run it.
No, I won't avoid playing it. It's getting really close to West Marches for me.
Yeah.
And I don't like West Marches games. Fair. That's just not my thing.
What's the idea of a West March is bad for you, right? When I read this, I get free reign.
Okay, yeah,
I get free reign. Yeah. That's how I would want to run it too.
And that's
a mix of
when you say it out loud. This is free reign.
Yes,
the campaign frame.
Yes,
yeah.
And I like the Fallout nature of having the players that haven't seen the world over time.
Yeah.
They've only heard of tales or what. Maybe you have one player that's like an elf or something. They've lived for all these years and stuff, and literally a free run sort of situation. And then you have other ones that are younger and they're newcomers. They've never been outside in the real world. And then all of them are experiencing this together, and it's nothing like they remember or expected, but you fantasy it up a bit.
Yeah.
You don't fall out dark and gritty it. I don't want to play dark and gritty. I want to play a more fun Beast Feast sort of like goofy campaign, because those are the kind of games I haven't run recently, but I love running.
I was going to say, that's not what you've been running for us.
We just did Hack Inc.
Gloomy
we
guy.
did Hack Inc. for our buddy's birthday. It was super fun.
That was different. That was
but those are the
one-shot.
games I can spit out of my butt and have so much fun running with you guys. And I would
That game
love
was
to do something
hilarious.
like that with this and collaboratively make a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, I would take all the things. I want all my things in one box and I shake them
All
up.
right. You're selling me. You're not going to have to force me to play it. You're not
As
gonna
long
have
as
to
you
force me
play
to
Victor.
He's dead.
In D&D. All right. Something else to bring up that I think we kind of skipped over. We mentioned J. Cry and Chris Perkins. The thing they're working on was not Hope and Fear, was not any of this stuff.
Yeah,
but
they came out and they're all like, yeah, this is not
yeah,
what we've been working
Right.
on. So there's
there's
still
more.
coming.
but also this is not Keith Baker's project.
no, yeah, this is
So
nothing
that's
to do with that.
Also
So
coming.
that's also still coming.
So
So yeah, that's
they're
two
just
more things.
getting started.
Whew, yeah, I wonder now when we're gonna see that stuff. I imagine we'll probably see the J. Cross stuff before we see the Together Studio stuff.
I agree with you.
But we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
Yep. We still gotta. The game is fresh. It's in infancy. Oh, it hasn't hit its first year yet. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, let's let them cook. Literally, if you're playing Beast Feast, and we'll just enjoy what we get. The Void is keeping me fed in the
Yeah.
meantime.
No, it's keeping us fed.
But there was something else that is doing a pretty good job keeping us fed, Richard. What was the big announcement
Yeah, and
to cap the night?
I didn't know what to expect at this point because they started off the last announcement of the night with Jeremy Crawford coming out and saying this is not what we're working on, and I was like, okay, well, what's the next big thing? And I was shocked when they brought out Mike Krahulik.
Yes.
And the announcement was that they are basically rebooting Acquisitions Incorporated in Daggerheart,
yes.
reimagining all the characters that already exist.
If you've been listening to this podcast for the last 3 minutes, you'll notice I just mentioned running an Acquisitions Incorporated game at home. That was not a joke, nor was it planned for this announcement. We are just really big fans of Acquisitions
we're just
Incorporated
really big fans of Ac Inc.
and do play those games
Yes.
like in that kind of world and have a ton of fun doing so. It's goofy in the best kind of ways, and it's
Some of the best actual plays that you could listen to or watch live.
the
Absolutely
C-team
amazing to watch
C-team
live.
tying into the main Ac Inc. C-team alone is just
Oh, gosh.
god tier.
Yeah.
Like, it is nothing like your Critical Role and stuff like that. Sure. But it's so god dang funny.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
so good.
It's very, very
And the
good.
fact that we're going to get more of it, but in the system we want to hear it in.
Yeah.
Why,
that's their
why
big
couldn't
thing.
this be Critical Role?
Yeah, the huge announcement was like, yeah, we're reimagining all these characters. And then for the future, every PAX,
Yeah.
they're going to be playing new Acquisitions Incorporated
And I love how they brought that up.
and Daggerheart.
They were like, hey, we're gonna be making our characters in Daggerheart. And they're like, not just this weekend though,
Yeah.
forever.
Forever. For the
Like,
foreseeable future,
whoa.
this is what Acquisitions Incorporated is going to be playing.
Which is so cool.
Which is when you said, why not Critical Role?
Why not?
Like, now, arguably, I
Other
said
than
this
money.
to you too. This I'm way more excited about.
Dude,
Like I love Critical
Yes,
Role.
yes.
I do enjoy watching Critical Role. However, if I have the choice between sitting down and watching Critical Role or Acquisitions Incorporated, I will watch Acquisitions Incorporated.
yes, same.
Because I enjoy Acquisitions Incorporated.
But at the end of the day, and I entirely agree with you, Ac Inc. has never gotten the numbers Critical Role does.
No, absolutely
Not even close.
Not even close. Yeah.
So what the heck?
Yeah, I don't. It's wild that I did not expect this at
No,
all.
I think this is totally like Crawford and Perkins are the GMs for Ac Inc.
Yeah.
And they were just like, hey guys,
Yeah.
do you want to play
Do you guys
Daggerheart?
want to play Daggerheart instead?
They were like,
And Jim was all like, I could be a frog now. I say Jim, Mike.
yeah, it's the same to
But
me.
it's the same. Yeah.
When I meet
Jim Dark Magic can be
in
a
person?
frog.
That's who he is to me. He's Omidron.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I am hyped for this one. That's very exciting. I have not watched this one yet. It's can't find it, so don't know that it's actually available online as of yet.
It either is or isn't. We haven't missed it.
We've talked about it.
Exactly.
But it is high on my to watch list. I will pay money to watch it.
You know what, Richard? I have beacons, so if it's on there, I'll check.
It's not going to be on beacons.
You never know.
It's not going to be on beacons.
It's probably not, but if it is, I'll know.
No,
I know it's not.
If you have a recording, I'll Cash App you.
Stop. it's I'm sure it's just on YouTube.
I know one of you had a camera in that audience.
Maybe. Or will be. I don't know. I got to actually put effort into this.
I do want to watch it.
Yes, of course.
So hyped to see
What's funny is we would watch it regardless. If it was D&D, we'd still watch it.
Oh, yeah, no, if it was
D&D,
I would still watch it anyway.
We only get so many a year, right? But like, the idea that this is a reboot in this, I want to know how deep that's going. Like, is it a full
I don't know
reboot?
how far. Is it like a whole different timeline?
Or is it like we slipped into a time strip sort of thing, and then now that's changing there? And like, I want to watch it and listen to it. I'm so excited.
I just want to know. I want to know who they're bringing back.
This is so funny because if you guys don't listen to Ack Inc., this is on you.
Yeah.
Go listen to Ack Inc.
Go listen to some Ack Inc.
It's so good.
It doesn't matter what you listen to. It's all good.
Yeah, just go to C Team.
Yeah,
start with C Team.
Search it.
It gets weird with the original. Actually, just start with this. Start with the Daggerheart version, like, because it's the new reboot anyway.
No, but you're missing so much.
All right, go to C Team, then go to this one. Different characters, same world. This brings me to my question: are they gonna? I know they were like committing to doing more Ack Inc. C Team.
Yes.
Or is there gonna switch to Daggerheart?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I hope so.
I want to see Denard and all them in Daggerheart so bad.
That's what I wonder how deep it goes. Like who are we actually gonna see?
Yeah.
Like during this whole reboot, like, are we going back? Is it all new characters, or are we getting,
I think they're just reimagined,
classics?
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Though, are we getting a lot of classic players back?
Jim is a ribbit.
That's all. Yeah,
you know what I mean. He could have made a whole new character. No, he wasn't good enough. He was still Jim. Omen's Omen.
Are you sure?
You saw the art, right?
Yeah,
he's just an elf. Yeah. He's half elf or whatever. Like, he's just Omen.
But yeah, no, that was probably one of my favorite announcements of the evening.
I like the idea that Mike went to do the character art, and I can't remember his name. Jerry was like, "Oh, I wonder if I should change up Omen." He's like, "No, I've already drew you. You can't mess with Omentron. That is a face you remember for the rest of your life." But yeah, this out of all the things we've talked about in the Hope and Fear book and everything else, the Viva La Dirt campaign that I guarantee more people are more excited about. This was my highlight.
Yeah, this was my highlight.
So excited 100%. For this. It is the one thing I did not expect at all, and I just could be more happy about it. This was better than Critical Role doing it. Not on a money's, whatever. Not on a pay scale, I guess, but for my heart. This does good. There's still good in the world, Richard.
Yep. It's
been brought to us.
So yeah, that was the presentation.
Yeah, that was Darrington Press's PAX Unplugged. I almost said East, and then I almost said West, and then I almost said South, and then I realized it was none of those.
None of those.
It's just Unplugged.
You got there eventually.
Northish.
Unplugged.
Yep. PAX U.
But yeah, it would have been cool to have been there.
Yep.
But that's okay.
Maybe next year. I say every year. But hey everyone, if you've enjoyed this and you want to catch more things, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube, or follow, or whatever, how that works on podcast places. If you are on Apple or Spotify, 5 stars is really appreciated. If you're on YouTube, that like button, or even better, commenting and talking to us about how you felt about the things, is even more appreciated. The more we talk about things, the more YouTube seems to send people to us that we can all keep talking about things.
Yeah,
it's really cool, but also sometimes hates us because algorithms are weird. Those 2 lanterns back there, pause their affirmations, help keep those lit. That is up to you, and not the Duracell Rabbit. But until later, Richard, I have been Tyler.
And I've been Richard, the aforementioned.
Yes. But everyone, we've been True Strike. Bye.
See ya.
Hey adventurers, thanks again for joining us today. Please be sure to give us a follow on your favorite podcasting platforms and YouTube. If there's any questions you'd like to write into the show, you can hit us up on Threads, Blue Sky, or Instagram. New episodes release every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for listening to True Strike.